The purpose of this video is to walk you through the starting with Excel assignment. First thing we need to do is let's go to the module, and you can see it here. This module has a couple of lab assignments in it, but the one we're interested in is this one right here, Lab 00B, starting with Excel. And you can see there's three pieces here. The first thing is the template, the second thing is the data file, and the last thing is the place where you submit your data file. Now the template includes the instructions that you need, but here's something you need to know. The template was written for the fully downloadable version of Excel. And if you are capable of downloading that and using it, excellent. You need to do that because it is free. As long as you maintain a college email account, that will be free to you. However, Microsoft has done an update where the web-based browser version of Excel is equivalent to the fully downloaded version. And I've made a separate video about that where you can use the web-based Excel version, and that's this video called Web-Based Excel Explainer video. And if you want to know how to get started with that, watch that video before you proceed with this one. As for this one, we're going to use the web-based version and walk you through how to do this. Now, besides the fact that this is the web-based version, everything else is exactly the same. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the template file and look at it. So I click on it, it says open in a separate window, and it goes to this Dropbox file here. You can read it here if you want to, but I would not recommend that. Instead, go up here to this little down arrow and use that down arrow to download the file. I'm going to click on that and download it. Notice if this pops up, you do not have to enter in anything. Click on this continue with download only. And if I check up here at my downloads, you can see that it's there. And I've done this before, so there are several files here. So I've got the PDF saved to my downloads directory. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to go back to the module, and now I want to look at the data file. I need to download that as well. I'll click on that and click on this download button up here at the top. And when I click on that, it is automatically downloaded. So if I check up here my downloads, you can see that I have downloaded the Excel file that I need. Now it's very important that you use that data file, especially if you want to get a grade for the lab. You should not recreate the data files yourself using Excel. Okay, let's go once again back to the modules. And this time there is the submit your file here. That is nothing but a submission link. If I click on it, you can see it's nothing but start the assignment. And once I start the assignment, then I can submit my assignment this way. I can drag the file here, or I can click on it and upload it. So this is just where you submit your file for grading. In future labs, there will be those for pretty much every lab. And now that you've seen all three parts of the assignment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start Excel. If you forget how to do this, you can just simply type Excel online into any search engine, and it will probably bring up this link. It says excel.cloud.microsoft. If I click on that, because I am already registered as a Microsoft user and because I am already online, it instantly brings up this window for me. And you can see I've got my initials over here on the right hand side, which tell me that I'm logged in, and a welcome message that welcomes me here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I can create a blank workbook, or I can upload a file. Either way you do this, it doesn't matter. You're going to open the file. So I'm going to click on the create a blank workbook. When I do that, it brings up this page, which looks exactly like the full version of Excel. And now I can go to File, Open, and I'm going to open from this device. So I'll click that, and remember my downloads include the data file here. So I'll click on the download and I will open that. Now sometimes the first time when you try that it has trouble, so be sure you're ready to do that at least a couple of times maybe. I can see there's a data file here. It contains very little information. It's mostly a table that is pre-made for me, and it's called Sheet 1. You can see that down here at the bottom. You can see up here at the top the name of the file. Now, there's only one table in this, and this is the Intro to Excel. So normally under Labs, this Sheet 1 would have a different name, like Data Table 1, Data Table 2, Data Table 3. And if there are multiple data tables, they are all down here in tabs along the bottom down here. Because this lab only has one sheet, only one data table, it doesn't really have a name. All right, but you can see there is the blank table, and now I'm ready to go look at the template file and follow the instructions for how to complete this lab. Let's go look at the template file. Here I am now in the template for starting with Microsoft Excel, and you can see what the purpose of this assignment is. Be sure you read everything. What is highlighted in this table here is everything that you need for this assignment. So you need Excel, you need the data file, that's the file that we just opened up in Excel, and we need the questions, and the questions are really where you submit your answers. For this specific assignment, there are no follow-up questions that you have to answer. There is only the submission of the data file, and that's why it's called questions here, but in the module it just says submit your file here. Okay, let's keep going. There's background information, how to install the full version of Excel if you want to do that, and like I said, if you can, be sure you do it. We are going to use the browser-based version. There's lots of information here, and then comes the procedure. Now, if you are brand new to using Excel, you should follow through and read the rest of this procedure. However, because we know how to use Excel already, I'm going to skip down to part 10, which is where the assignment actually begins. Here I am at part 10. Be sure you read all of the important information here. And here is step 1, kill and restart Excel. We've already done that. Download and utilize the provided Excel data file. We've already done that. And now here is step 3. This looks like the data file that we just created. What I need to do is I need to enter this data in so that it is in my Excel file, my Excel data file. Now I'm going to do that. I'll switch over to the Excel file and you'll see that now. Okay, let me enter that data in. Okay, I have just entered in all of the data, and now I am looking back at the procedure and I am following the procedures from here on out, but you're only going to see the Excel file here. First thing I need to do is I need to highlight this table that I've just entered the data, and I need to insert a graph. So I'm going to go up here to insert, and here are the various graphs that I can create. I want to create a scatter with markers only, so I click on that, and this is what it creates for me. Now, the data should be mostly in a straight line. There is some little squiggle to it, but it is mostly in a straight line. That's the nature of real data. There's going to be some inherent error in the data, but this is a good check for you to make sure that you've entered all of the numbers correctly, because if you have one that is way off to the side or above somewhere, odds are you entered it in incorrectly, and you might want to correct that before you go on. Okay, now the rest of the lab is just making this graph look pretty. So let's begin by double-clicking the top up here, the name, and when I do that, this window pops up. I had to triple click on this case, and I'm going to change it to mass versus volume. I need to create titles for each of these axes. And the way you do that in the web-based version is you come over here to the right-hand side. Remember, this chart panel over here on the right-hand side popped up whenever I triple-clicked on the title up there. And you see there's horizontal axis, vertical axis. Let's turn on the horizontal axis. Before we do that, there's one up here called Legend. I can turn that off, and that makes that mass disappear from the bottom, you see. And now it's time to add the axis titles. So let's click on horizontal axis. We have this drop-down menu. I can change the bounds, in other words, the scale across the bottom here by adjusting this, by adjusting the units, by adjusting the tick marks if I want to. I can even make the values go in reverse order. You see what happens when I do that. And I want to place a label there. And if I keep scrolling down, it says axis title, and the switch is off for axis title, so I'm going to click that. And now I can enter in the axis title here. I just highlight that and I change that to volume in milliliters. And it puts it right there for me. Great. Now I will close up the horizontal axis option and open the vertical axis options. And it has many of the same options. Here's the bounds, the units, the tick marks. I can also reverse that axis if I want to, and you see what happens when I do that. I can change the place where the horizontal axis crosses the vertical axis, and it is automatically set, so it does this down at the origin at 0, 0, which is an obvious place for this graph. In some graphs that may not be the case. I can change the position for the label, and let's see here. Here is the axis title. I will turn it on, and let's change it to mass. Mass in grams. I hit enter, and you can see that it placed it right there for me. Okay, I'm closing the vertical axis option now. Okay, the next step in the procedure is to add a trend line, which would be a best fit line through these data. The procedure in this and some of the previous parts tells me to look for the Design tab. These things up here, the File, Home, Insert, Share, Layout, Formulas, Data, all of those are what I call the tabs. And if you have the graph selected, there is often a Design tab up here. Well, there's no Design tab here, there's only the chart. And that is where we need to go to put in the best fit line. So we need to add a trend line. The way to do it is go down here to the series and open that up. And now look for the trend line button down at the very bottom. You'll notice the switch is not on for that, so let's click it on. And now here's the trend line name. The name does not appear on the graph. It just draws the dashed line, which is a trend line. The trend line type is a linear. You can see it could be some of these others. The intercept, we want it to pass through 0. The procedure tells us to check that box. So we want it to behave as if it were starting from back here at 0, which makes sense. 0 volume means 0 mass. And then we want the equation to be present. So let's turn on the switch for the equation and values. When we do that, this opens up, and you can see there's a checkbox there for display the equation on the chart, and also display the R squared value, and that tells you how good the fit is. So we'll turn that on as well. Now I can click on this, and now I can move it around. And that gets it out of the way so that you have a better view of it, and you don't, it's not covered up by the data or the trend line. And you can confirm that you've done it correctly by looking at the equation and comparing it to what is in the template file, in the instructions for the template file. It tells you very specifically what these values should be. And this is actually a graph where you can determine the density of water. The slope of this line, which is what that 1.0252 is, that is the density of the water sample here. The rest of the lab is to upload this. So let's do that. Now, this is a two-step procedure if you're going to use the web-based version. The first step is to save this file that we've just created to your computer. So I'm going to go up here to File and create a copy and then download a copy. And whenever I do that, it's going to save it as the same name. So you might want to rename it here. When I click on download a copy, it instantly downloaded it to my downloads directory. Okay, that's it. Let's now go back to Canvas and click here on the Submit Your File. I will start the assignment, and now I can click here and choose my data file. I will go to my downloads directory, and this is the file that I know has my data in it. If you're in doubt, you should check it before you upload what the exact file name is, but I know that that one is it. I hit open, and now I can submit the assignment. Now, it is submitted now. Just another word, please don't include comments back here as part of the assignment. If you have things you need to tell me, please send me an inbox message, because oftentimes I don't get notified if you leave comments on the assignment, and I won't see them until it comes time to grade, which may be a week later. So I won't get that information for a long time, if I get it at all. So any comments that you want to leave about the assignments, be sure to send them to me as an inbox. Okay, that's it. You have downloaded the data file, you have filled in the Excel data, you have created the trend lines, and you have saved your file and uploaded it to Canvas. That general procedure will be what we do every week for a lab assignment. Okay, that's it. See you online.